The Joe Rogan Experience.
It's amazing how many Kim Kardashian clones exist now. I mean, and even in her own family, I don't know all the names of them, but one of the younger ones, it's like she went to the plastic surgeon and she was like, I want to look like Kim.
Yeah.
And they just give her the same face.
Yeah. Yeah.
What the fuck is up with that?
And the butt thing is the most disgusting thing, where they're taking fat and stuffing it into their ass and they develop this diaper butt. I mean, there's a lot of people out there with diaper butt. I met a girl the other day that had diaper butt. She was at the Comedy Store, and I couldn't look away. I was like, what is happening to her butt? Because I knew it wasn't real. I knew she had, like,
okay. So
she had these spindly legs.
Yeah, the skinny legs,
Yeah.
and then the
Well, if a girl has a big, like...
hips and the... Right.
Remember R. Crumb
thick.
comics? Do you remember R. Crumb comics?
No.
You know what R. Crumb is? R. Crumb, there was a great documentary called Crumb, and it's about this guy who's this like really eccentric, perverted cartoonist from the 1970s. And he would always draw these women with these enormous legs and enormous butt. But they weren't fat. They were just...
It was voluptuous.
Well, no, it was... It's past voluptuous. Into like... super athlete DNA. Like, if you could get that girl and make some male babies with it, you would have a fucking ultimate warrior. Like that. See that woman? Like, they're perfect.
Yeah.
How to have fun with a strong girl. And you see R. Crumb. That's actually
like
him.
Ronnie Coleman legs.
Yeah, that's actually him with his boner, because he was this really frail, dorky guy, and he's got this image of this woman who just looks like a tank. She has these giant muscle legs and big boobs, but not like ridiculous stripper boobs, but more like just super alpha DNA female boobs.
Yeah.
He was a freaky guy. Like, look at him. He's got sock. I mean, that's who he was. Like, look at the one above that, Jamie. The one to the right. Yeah, right there. Like,
Oh my goodness.
this is what he used to draw. He was always drawing these enormous, powerful women.
This guy was definitely into getting dominated by...
yeah. He would just shove his whole head in their pussy or something.
Sure.
Like, look at he had him riding one. I guess he's supposed to be having sex with her.
Yeah. And this guy definitely nutted in like 2 seconds.
Yeah. Oh man. Like, he's choking them in these cartoons. Like, he's always choking them. Like, you literally couldn't have an R. Crumb today.
That looks like... It looks kind of like a Woody Allen, too.
Oh
the
yeah.
Picture. Yeah.
Well, see if you could find video of him, R. Crumb. The documentary's fascinating because I think he wound up moving to France or something like that. I think he wound up leaving America. But there's actually, if you go to video, you'll find there's video of him. But that was the guy. He's a really fascinating guy. That's not him.
It looks just like
Is
him on
it?
the right.
Not on the right.
Oh, that's not him?
Definitely not on the right.
Okay. Guy on
Maybe
the
it's
left?
him on the left. Is that him? Oh, there it
I
is.
was going to ask you some about where...
Oh yeah. He just looks odd. It was because he's holding up that picture.
Yeah.
Maybe it's also because I'm looking at him now as an older man.
Yeah.
A lot of the video that I'd seen was him.
It bothers me to look at him and think, like, that guy has a strong sex drive. Like, oh, that's... Yeah, you can
He
see
might
that.
not. He might just save it up for every couple weeks.
And then
you
draw
know,
one of those cartoons and beat off to it.
or find a gal
Yeah.
suitable.
Exactly. Pay
Yeah.
somebody to sit on his face.
Strange character, though. It doesn't matter, Jamie. It's okay. What's that?
I say it looks like he did Fritz the Cat too. Was that
Yeah,
him?
yeah, he
Oh,
did
okay,
Fritz the
cool.
Cat. He did a lot of pretty famous animated or cartoon comic book type things, but they were all like cartoonish, like features. Everybody was weird.
Yeah. And you think Kim has now made that's the...
No, but that's
standard
different.
butt.
See, this is like a real, like that. Those women's asses that R. Crumb drew. I'm not justifying his stuff, but they were freak DNA specimens.
Sure.
Like those women had giant thighs and giant asses, and that's who they were. Whereas with Kim, she's got those spindly, like her butt is this. It's a surgical creation. Like, there's pictures of her that are online that make it look good, but they're all photoshopped. And we found out about that because she got paparazzi'd when she was in Mexico. They caught her on the beach.
I think that was the one that they were showing right there.
No, it's way grosser
worse?
than that. Way grosser. They caught her wandering around the beach, and they took photos of her, like real paparazzi photos. She would have fake paparazzi photos where she would hire paparazzi to take photos of her, and then she would Photoshop them up. And they made it look like everything was in place, but it's not.
Yeah.
It's a disaster. This is what it really looks like. Yeah.
Yeah, so...
What's that?
Okay, so if the legs match the ass, I'd be totally fine with that.
Yeah, but even that ass is distortion. There's so much going on there because you're not supposed to have that much fat in one place. A girl who has an ass like that has legs to match it.
That's what I'm saying. If the legs match the ass, I like it. But the legs, the legs throw it off because little twig legs, and then you got the.
It's just
obnoxiously
it's a bad
large ass.
message. It's like those guys that shoot synthol into their muscles
the
to get
synthol,
fake
sure.
muscles. It's the same thing. Like that's not a real ass. Like
I know.
Just like those synthol muscles are not real muscles.
They're so obviously
So's
fake.
that butt.
Yeah, because of the legs though. But if
Yeah.
the legs matched it, I'd be like, that's nice.
Yeah, but it wouldn't match it. It's just not possible.
I've seen some where it matches.
Yeah, but not like that. The whole thing is a disaster. It's just.
Have you ever watched the show?
There's a synthol guy. Look at that poor guy.
Look at his face.
neck.
He's like, I'm nailing this shit.
Yeah, look at his neck.
I got this shit on lock.
Oh my God, look at this
He
guy.
looks like he's got tits.
He does. I mean, these guys wind up getting horrible infections too, and sometimes they get gangrene and shit.
They say that
Jesus
there's an
Christ.
actual thing. Oh my God! They say how there's an actual thing called bigorexia. Like there's anorexia and there's bigorexia.
Body dysmorphia. It exists with. I mean, there's people that have body dysmorphia in terms of their facial features. They just can't stop tweaking their